Welcome, one and all, to the vent line, the SwitchForce vent line. We're back for another week of action, talking all about which game you were most disappointed to see missing from the recent Direct. And before we get started, there's something that we absolutely have to take care of. It's been a long time coming. I know you all have been waiting for it. I'm super sorry for the delay, but it's finally time to announce the big winner of our Team Electric Team Elemental giveaway. This lucky individual is going to be receiving a full Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu Nintendo Switch bundle with the game, the Pokeball, the Joy-Con, the console. It is glorious, and that lucky winner is Mr. Hernandez over on Twitter. Congratulations, sir. We will be in touch to get you your bundle. Thanks so much for showing off your awesome Team Electric sweatshirt, and big thanks to everybody who supported with these cool t-shirts and sweatshirts. Hope you're all really enjoying them. Thank you so much. Now, this was supposed to be a full podcast this week, but Gabe, as you know, our logo and graphics are still stuck in the mail.
Yeah, I heard a monkey took them and he won't give them back. He's climbing trees all over the place. We might need a certain ape with a red tie to try to help us get them back.
I got yelled at Animal Kingdom for calling an ape a monkey. So you got to watch out for those tails and be careful that you don't miscategorize these fun climbers.
Okay, it's 2019. They can be what they want. All right, move us along.
Whatever they want and whatever you guys wanted from this direct, well, we're about to find out what did not happen. And make sure to stay tuned at the end of the episode to find out next week's topic. But just to give you the number right off the bat, it's 321-352-93, where people like you call in and give us your thoughts. Real quick, I just want to let you know if I sound a little down, I'm still Reggie recovering. It was so bad that I had cream cheese this morning and I'm lactose intolerant. So without further ado, producer Eric, how we doing on calls this week?
We had over 65 calls this week. Looking at all the calls, guys, we really appreciate you. I've listened to every single one of them. The guys have not heard the calls, as always, because I want them to be surprised. We're going to go in right away. And we have a return caller. He had a great call last week, so I'm going to play him first. Really appreciate you guys being dedicated to calling. So here's the first one.
Hey guys, it's El Comanche from Connecticut, calling for this week's topic. As far as the Switch game that I was most disappointed did not show up at the Direct, I'd have to say something Star Fox or F-Zero along that line, like the fabled Star Fox Racing, or even the Metroid Prime trilogy. I was really hoping to see that. So those were the two most disappointing games that we didn't get to see.
All right, so he's not the only person that called in. We got one more on Metroid Prime.
My name is Zach. I am from Australia, and I've enjoyed watching your channel from its inception. The recent Nintendo Direct was great, but I was disappointed that Metroid Prime Trilogy was not present. It has been heavily rumoured for months, and after its absence from the Game Awards last year, I have been patiently waiting for any news. Also, while not rumoured, but being a big Zelda fan, I would have loved to see Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD ported again to the Switch. Thank you.
All right, so Metroid Prime, guys. You're a little disappointed?
Well, the game's coming, so, I mean, your disappointment is temporary. Like, that game is definitely real. It's just a matter of when they drop it. They want to wait till Prime 4 is closer. I don't know how much closer. This is way more
sad, though, Gabe, because Reggie wore the Metroid shirt. So it's a double trouble sadness.
I was also sad. But some of the comments kind of made me feel better. They're like, dude, like, he's alive. He's just going to go hang out with his wife and kids. It's fine. Like, yeah. But it's just sad that he's not going to be around Nintendo anymore. Yeah. Prime 4, I'm not so disappointed in not being there because I fully think we see it. I don't know if we see it this year, but, we're going to see it at some point.
I would have really loved to have gotten it for this spring lull. I thought that would have been a great drop for it. By the way, love your name, Zach from Australia. Just to touch on the Star Fox note, are we like just completely in agreement that is killed and gone and dead and not a thing?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like maybe that game was ever a thing.
Okay.
So yeah, there will be another Star Fox game at some point. Yes, who knows when. The other one though, F-Zero, don't know if that's happening ever. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Who knows?
We just need those SNES games on Switch. Then you can get your F-Zero on Switch, sort of, kind of.
Producer Eric, take us to the next one.
This is a game that I have no idea if it's real or not, but it's passionate about it.
Hey, SwitchForce, this is Tristan from New Mexico. Hey, the one game that I noticed that wasn't there at that Direct was Spyro Reignited Trilogy. I'm a little shocked. I've been waiting for that game to be confirmed for Switch. I've been reluctant to buy it for PlayStation just for that reason. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed. I kind of can't wait for it to be confirmed. There's been so many leaks on it, but
Dude, if you have a PS4, go buy it. Like, you'll be able to even get it cheaper now than you can when it comes out for Switch. Like, I know it's like really cool to take that on the go with you and everything, but if you really, really want to play the game and you're just like waiting for them to announce it, we're probably months away from an announcement, if that. And then once it gets announced, we're going to be like months away from a release. Like, if you want to play it, just go play it.
Yeah, he mentioned that on the PS4. I don't know if he brought it up on that call. He had a second call too that I didn't play, and he did mention that on the PS4 that he could buy it on the PS4. He'd just rather have it on the Switch.
My bigger issue is that Eric, you didn't know that Spyro Reignited Trilogy is a real game. So
no, he doesn't know it's real.
I didn't hear that. The reason I didn't hear that is because the Google Translate thing. It came when I go to listen to messages, I see Sweetheart and it's SwitchForce. So the Google Translate's a little
Sweetheart is definitely the game that I am most sad not on Switch.
So Spyro, not Red Knight. Thank you. My favorite game as a kid. I didn't even realize.
Spyro, Sweetheart's Red Knight trilogy coming to Nintendo Switch soon. No, I still think Spyro's coming. If you haven't played Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, I recommend you shift your attention there. But I am also genuinely surprised that Spyro has not yet been announced. It's like, how long can they keep that one as like a announced unannouncement?
Zach was on the boat that game was coming like months after. Like,
yeah.
At one point, Zach thought it was coming day and date. So just
I'm
like
still on the boat.
Just like make fun a little bit of Zach there. But yeah, he's like Jack and Titanic at the end, except they let him like get on the piece of wood that he like clearly fit on, that he just didn't make it for sadness reasons.
Thanks, Gabe, for capitalizing on my sadness and making fun of me.
I still think you guys should get a Reggie cutout. All right, next one. We got two calls back to back. This was actually the featured game of the Direct. People are a little disappointed.
Hey, SwitchForce. This is Noah from North Carolina. You guys are great, and you're always so positive and happy. Keep that up. But at the Direct, I was looking for a Fire Emblem 7 remake for the Switch. That's the one with Hector and Elliewood that came out in like 2003. Favorite game of all time. My hopes were low, but I thought it might happen, but it did. Keep it up. Good work, team.
Kind of sticks with Reggie.
I think the one game that was the biggest letdown from the Nintendo Direct, it was Fire Emblem, only because the direction that they took it, kind of like the whole school and teaching and whatnot.
You don't like Hogwarts?
We got one guy who wishes it was a different Fire Emblem, and one guy who's just straight up disappointed that it was Fire Emblem and the way that they took it. I do feel like that felt so flat, and I absolutely believe the game ends up, getting high 8s, low 9s. I think it's going to be super quality. I don't question that, but I do really not like the way that they introduced that, and sort of they're like featuring Fire Emblem Three Houses, this like narrated story thing. I totally agree. That was just, I don't mind the school and the houses. I just think the way that they presented it was super blah.
It's so difficult to convey how cool something is going to be when the names are all like weird.
Just don't even focus on that though. Just go gameplay.
No, I know, but like,
and
how
features.
do you like focus on like showing this like turn-based strategy game with like permadeath and like this like deep story? Like, how do you do that in an exciting way? They had the same problem with Xenoblade 2, where like they just got a little too into the weeds as far as all the details go, that it becomes difficult to show in an exciting way. Like, we saw gameplay, but
go back to like Octopath Traveler. They didn't really focus as much on.
They did. Yeah, they did, dude. Like they
Really?
did. Yeah, they had like this like big like soliloquy about like all these like characters, all these like paths, and the characters' names were.
I thought just the way they sold it, that was more like gameplay sequence, and kind of like showing, emphasizing combat. I don't know. I just feel like I kind of missed the mark there. Again, it'll probably be great, but
I'm glad it's not a remake though. I'm glad it's a new game. I always go new game instead of remake. Like, I know we have like nostalgia. You mentioned the 7th Fire Emblem game. I don't know specifically which one you're talking about. Maybe Sacred Stone or something. I don't know. Regardless, new game always wins out when it's new game against remake. I just want to point that out.
Even if it's Zelda?
Yeah.
Your favorite Zelda game of all time, if they brought it back to the Switch.
Yeah, no, Link to the Past has to be Link to the Past, but no, I'd rather say a new one every time. Like I wouldn't say remake.
From the Frosty Bros. The game that I was most bummed not to see at the Nintendo Direct was Shin Megami Tensei. Oh, keep up the good content, guys. Hopefully I get into the podcast. All right, later.
Played that one a little early, but that was Shin Megami Tensei. What do you guys think?
I don't know where that game is. Stay tuned for a video about games that we don't know where they are. We've known that it was coming for a very, very long time, but yeah, who knows? I mean, they're working on it clearly. We just have no idea if it's even happening this year.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Dragon Quest 11 finally getting some play. Like that was the first game announced for Switch before it was even Switch, I believe, and finally coming to fruition. I feel like Shin Megami Tensei will also at one point realize itself. I don't know where or when, but yeah, it's one of those games that we always kind of mumble in the background of like the lost Switch games that were announced early or discussed early and kind of just have gone missing.
Yeah. That Terraria, Shakedown Hawaii. There's a few like I don't know what happened.
Hawaii, yeah.
Yeah, like what? Like I mean, the game's being worked on. They're coming. Which is we don't know when that is.
Right. So weird.
All right. Next up, I took this news as kind of a big deal. President Bowser is taking over for Reggie. Bowser's a big deal. What about a game featuring Bowser Jr.?
This is Serena from New York. Yeah, voice and name aren't going to match up. Think LGBT. And
yay.
Where the heck was Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s Journey? Okay, I could gush about that game all day long, but the fact that they did a remake and I want to know more about the Bowser Jr. part of it, yeah, where's that? Seriously.
All right, Bowser took over the company. Are we seeing a Bowser Jr. anytime soon?
Wait, what does he mean? That the game's real, right? Like it's out. What's he talking
3DS.
about? Yeah, he's just saying where's it on Switch?
I guess, yeah, moving some of that stuff to the bigger console.
Oh, yeah, I mean that would be really cool. I would have played it if it was on Switch. I'm not playing on 3DS, even though I played it back in the day when it was originally released. It's a fun little game. I would have loved to experience the Bowser Jr. stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a huge disservice to not bring those things over to Switch. But if you do bring them over to Switch, it has to be on the grand scale. You see Link's Awakening. I guess the only other one I could think of is The World Ends With You. Like that was kind of like a straight port, right? Like there wasn't too much crazy done to that. I don't know what they did about the 2-screen thing. I haven't played it. You can play it like in handheld only on Switch for that game, I think. So I mean, yeah, I would have loved to see it. I don't know what happened. Zach, do you know?
I'm not the biggest fan of putting old things I've played out again. It would be great to see some of that stuff start converting over, and I think the hope and the dream is, in some ways, Link's Awakening is bringing a handheld type experience to the Switch. That's something that previously probably would have been on 3DS. And as we see a conversion of more and more franchises, Animal Crossing being another that are moving from more handheld to console, even though they've had appearances. But just if we stay in that train of thought, Luigi's Mansion 2 is on 3DS. Now it's coming over to Switch. Pokemon obviously making the big transition. Yokai Watch, games of that sort. Maybe we do get the next Mario and Luigi type game on Switch. I hope that's the case. I'd love to see Paper Mario have a total renaissance on the platform, since they've kind of gone astray in the recent entries, get back to its roots on Switch. I think that while this one won't be on Switch, you have good hope that they can start making adjustments. And I do hope that Bowser puts more of his villains on the platform. We mentioned that before of like, hey, Waluigi Wario game, please. And this is making me think about Reggie, so play the next call.
Wait, hold on. I do want a good Mario RPG on Switch.
Play the next call.
Here's the next call.
Hi, my name is Henry, and I just wanted to say I was disappointed to not see any Super Mario Galaxy stuff or any Wii Sports stuff. Both of those games would be really good on Switch.
Zach, this perfectly illustrates why remakes and like keep happening.
Also, well, yeah everybody
like nobody cares about like newer stuff. Like he wants Wii Sports and Galaxy on it. Like, I don't know how I feel about that.
I definitely don't want either of those. Just again, bluntly, I would much rather have new games, like you said, Gabe, every single time. I think the one that's interesting though is Mario 3D World, and it sort of feels like they're teasing it a bit by including elements of the game in Super Mario Maker 2. So that is the one that I would be most I'd be the least surprised to see make its way to the platform. I don't know that Nintendo ever does the collections we dream of like the earlier caller, like, hey, a Wind Waker, Twilight Princess HD collection, a Mario Galaxy collection. Would they ever just sell those for $20 on the eShop? Would they ever do something that cool? And I think the answer is no, because they have an extreme history of keeping the value of their products at a certain place. And we talk about evergreen titles. We talk about Mario games never really seen drops. I think if you look at their major properties, Zelda and Mario, they do not want to devalue those. So if they can sell you a full $60 version like New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, or perhaps the potential Skyward Sword HD, that is what they're going to choose every single time, even with Link's Awakening, which some people worry about the length or the scope of the scale. That is going to be a $60 game. So I think that is where that factors in. But I still wish that they would emphasize the nostalgic games, the Virtual Console catalog. That would at least bring a bit of that back to the forefront without having to utilize retail months and spaces for like a Mario Galaxy HD or a, retread of Wind Waker.
Yeah. Again, new games all the way. I don't know why we get it in our heads that, we can get these collections. Like, they don't do collections that often. Like, honestly, the last one that I can think of that they've done, and I'm not going to count Bayonetta 1+2 because that's not a Nintendo game, was probably Metroid Prime Trilogy. And that was quite some time ago. They don't put their stuff together. Zelda every once in a while. Huh?
So then that will probably be the next one.
Yeah. So, yeah, these collections that people like always want, I don't know that they're ever going to be a thing, like Zach said.
All right. We're going to go 2 back-to-back.
Hey, guys. My name is McKay. I'm from Utah. And the thing I really wanted to see in the past direct was Shovel Knight, the new Shovel Knight expansion. I think King of Cards, was it? With King Knight. I really like Shovel Knight, and I think it should get more love. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. And the new expansion's coming out this April. We already know that, but I don't know. I just kind of want it to get a little bit more spotlight. And also confirmed date in April. But, yeah, that's about all. Have a good week, guys.
All right, my name is Riley, and the game that I wished I would have seen at the Direct was Luigi's Mansion 3. And, yeah, that's about it. I mean, I'm excited for Animal Crossing, but personally, I just prefer Luigi's Mansion.
We are 15 minutes into this vent line, and that is the first mention of Animal Crossing, and it wasn't even the game that he was most disappointed to see. That absolutely blows me away, because I figured 90% of the calls would be AC related.
Yeah, so did I. By the way, though, just to touch on the first call, very quickly, I'm sure he called in before the news. Shovel Knight got delayed for months. We don't know when it's coming. It's not happening in April, so sorry about that. I know you were really excited for it. We don't know when it's going to happen. They just delayed it. Yeah, I'm surprised at the lack of Animal Crossing mention, Zach.
Yeah. So Luigi's Mansion 3 is another one that, when you're rolling the dice of what do you get, I figured we would get Animal Crossing or Luigi. It seems to be like those are shaping up to be deep fall titles, in which case they're just not ready for their marketing push, I guess. But I did expect one of them to appear. I would have loved to see Luigi's Mansion 3, honestly. I'm super pumped to see if that is a hotel-themed game, if there's multiple mansions again, if they're going to incorporate co-op, what other characters they decide to bring in, if any. Give me some EGAD on Switch Love, please. A lot of good new pixels as part of his pretty face. But yeah, I think, Eric, any Animal Crossing calls?
Yeah. Out of 60 calls, I think we maybe had 5. I was very surprised. Very surprised. Yeah.
That blows me away.
Yeah. All right, let's play the next one. Maybe we'll come up to an Animal Crossing one. Who knows?
All right, so my name's Logan from Illinois. Big fan of Nintendo. Loved them a long time. Biggest disappointment out of this Direct, definitely the fact that they didn't have Super Mario Maker 2 or Animal Crossing even more in depth than what they've had so far. Thank you for listening.
There you go, Animal Crossing.
Hey, what timing is that? All right. So Mario Maker 2, yeah, I think they're saving the deepest of dives for E3. That's going to be a centerpiece of the show floor and probably of their presentation as well. But Animal Crossing Gabe, we had all the rumors of it coming earlier than anyone expected, and we kind of downplayed those because we didn't think that they were real in any capacity. In fact, there were at least one time I can remember where we made a video about it, and then we're like, this is so not happening, let's just delete the audio.
Yeah. Yeah, people are going to be waiting until the holidays probably or close to the holidays for Animal Crossing. I think any hopes of it coming early are dashed. Like, we would know the name of the game at least. So
yeah, I feel like it is September at the earliest.
Yeah.
At the earliest, and maybe it's shifted even back. And in some ways, hey, they view the game as big enough to carry one of the holiday months, which is awesome. It's a little bit of a bummer that we still know nothing. I felt like we would at this point, at least like a trailer. But on the Mario Maker 2 front, at least that's coming and coming soon. That game will be out in 4 months or less. So, half of your disappointment will be fulfilled soon, and the other half probably not till the end of the year.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking, you guys talked about making videos. We have a caller that got pretty hyped up from hearing some news, and then was a little let down.
I'm not really one to complain about Nintendo Directs, and I don't really like having expectations, but the internet just made me think that there was going to be a new Pokemon game or Animal Crossing news. And honestly, like, because of that, I feel kind of let down, but I know that I shouldn't. I mean, we had the Amiibo news, we had all those amazing anime-based games, and that was pretty much what made me feel better about the whole thing, even though we only saw Joker's back.
You only saw Joker's back?
That was weird. That was definitely weird, yeah.
I'm going to tell you something. I think I'm in the extreme minority that doesn't give a single care about trailers and knowing all this stuff before. If Nintendo could, and they can't, marketing, lead up, all that. If Nintendo could just drop a game like Beyonce style out of nowhere, I would prefer that be the method. I want to know nothing about these games. You talk Luigi's Mansion. I don't want to know anything about it before playing it. I mean, I have to, right? Because it's kind of part of our jobs. But if I'm just like regular old, I wouldn't say Joe Schmo, I'll say Gabe Schmo, I'm not going to look at a single trailer. Like, I don't like. I understand the people's like want for information on these games. Like, they're excited, but I think it's much more exciting to just wait and know nothing going in. I wish I could fulfill that fantasy of mine.
I don't know how you know then if you want to spend your 60.
It's getting spent. I believe in Nintendo. I've had 2 other Luigi's Mansion games, so I know I like the franchise.
Yeah.
If Nintendo puts out a Zelda game with a black cover that just says Zelda and I know nothing, I don't care what the art style is. It's just happening.
Yeah, it is still fascinating to me that we have this mystique and madness around Nintendo Directs and just around Nintendo rumors in general that just does not exist really for any other company. Yeah, we've seen some rumors about Xbox and E3, and I'm sure we'll hear stuff about Last of Us 2 before it releases, but no other company manages to have this circus around every single thing they do, where there's fake leaks and fake rumors and real rumors and piecing this together and piecing that together. And I definitely think it enhances the fun, but you're right. It also does build the expectations to levels that probably would not be reached on our own, or if we were just thinking about it. Like, without any internet, I think most people are blown away by a new Super Mario Maker and are blown away by Astral Chain and are blown away by Link's Awakening. But because of the internet frenzy and how those just false hopes were not fulfilled, then you do end up with a situation where we're talking about what disappointed us the most about this show. So that always fascinates me. But yeah, Pokemon might be in a few days, so you might not have to wait too much longer for that.
Or maybe it won't.
Or maybe it won't, but yeah, here we go again, buying into tweets and rumors and posts and pictures of Weedle.
And it's hard when half the time the rumors turn to be true. It's like you cover it or you don't cover it. We have 2 last calls I think you're going to enjoy. One of them is going after Gabe because he might have really butchered his name last week, and he just wants to set the record straight. So let's play the last 2 calls.
Hi, I'm Gael Garcia from Arizona, and I was hoping to see some Joker gameplay.
That's it. Just wanted to see Joker gameplay, and you saw the back. And the last one.
Was good. It's Veluxian, or as Gabe likes to call me, Volution. It doesn't matter the pronunciation, but what I called for was the one game that was missing from the Direct. I'm still wondering about is Pikmin 4. Like, we haven't heard anything since, I don't know, since Miyamoto said it was almost completed, and that was years ago, so I'm still wondering where it is.
No, he said
Hopefully
that. He
it
said
comes
that
before, like, 2021 or something like that. But that's pretty much it, and I will see y'all later.
All right, so there it is. Felution wants to talk.
He will always be Volution in my heart.
I got a cop to the fact that I thought it was Volution as well. We referenced you off air as Volution, so Veluxian. Now my world is changed. But Pikmin 4, man, thank you for brightening my day before this video wraps up. I am so hyped for that game. And when the rumor was going around that it was a Pikmin 3 port, I got pretty bummed. Like, I was excited to see Pikmin back, but that was one where I was so happy to not see it, so that the hopes of Pikmin 4 can just continue to grow, and hopefully that is the Pikmin we get when we inevitably, at some point, do get it.
Okay, he said he pronounced it Veluxian?
Veluxian.
Oh, Veluxian. Okay, I'm going to try to get your name right, buddy, but if I don't, I apologize in advance. Okay, Veluxian. And Zach, question for both of you. Zach, you can answer me now. Veluxian, I'll check out your comment. What do you do when this isn't Pikmin 4? When it does end up being a port or a, not necessarily a restarting of the franchise, because like, what if it's just a complete reboot? Because
Change.org, bring Reggie back. That's what I do.
There was rumors that it was like a reboot. We've heard like Pikmin World before. Like,
that's fine. It doesn't have to be a numbered sequel as long as it's a new game. As long as it's a new game. Pikmin 4 in spirit, right? It's just like Halo is not going to just continue. It's straight numerology. They go all over the place. That's fine. It just give us something new, Pikmin. As long as it's not, oh, this is Pikmin 1 and 2 now on Switch. Oh, this is Pikmin 3 with a few new multiplayer maps. I think it's just like, what is the evolutionary step for Pikmin to take? Clearly they had ideas. Clearly they have reworked things since then, or clearly completely scrapped things since then. So I have to imagine that the next big thing for Pikmin is right around the corner. It has to be.
This year? How? Where do they fit
maybe
it
not
in?
this year, but I'm just saying.
Well, you're saying right around the corner. I mean, if right around the corner is next year, then sure.
As the next Pikmin, I just like, as sad as I was, I also just could not believe that they would reintroduce Pikmin with a Pikmin 3 port, as opposed to bringing this new thing, since it's something that Miyamoto's passionate about. It's something that Nintendo's passionate about. It's something that they had already worked on in at least one iteration. I just feel like that's got to be it.
Yeah, I mean, but just to be clear, like that Miyamoto thing, I don't think that's the game we're getting anymore. Like, how? It's been so much time that's passed since he said that, so.
Yeah, and who knows, but all I know is new Pikmin makes me super happy, and so did all of your calls. Thank you so much for calling in. Super appreciate it. Great to hear from all of you. As we mentioned at the top, even if you were not a part of this video, you were a part, because we do listen to every call and we do appreciate all of them. And we've got a new topic for you for next week. Again, the number is 321-300-5293. And now we want to know what you think and how you feel about this whole Xbox Nintendo stuff that is going on right now. We've got the rumors of Game Pass potentially coming to Switch. We heard about Xbox Live a few weeks back. Now we're getting specific titles like Ori and the Blind Forest, Cuphead being thrown out there. How do you feel about this? Does it excite you? Is it a non-factor? What do you see as the future, the potential, the possibility, and where are your feelings on Xbox plus Nintendo? Let us know. 321-300-5293. As always, if you can keep the call around 30 seconds or less, more likely to be featured. Give us your first name and where you're from if you want, and we cannot wait to include those in the podcast that should be starting very soon.
It'll be coming very soon, we promise, guys. Not trying to delay it. We're just working on some stuff. Really quick, I want to give out some honorable mentions for people that called in, because like I said, listen to every single one of them. Richard called in. We didn't get to talk to it on this one because I thought it was way too big of a topic. He was a little disappointed about no Breath of the Wild 2. He was kind of hoping for some Breath of the Wild 2. And then we had a call, a very serious call, wanting Shrek Super Slam. It was the one game he's been waiting for heavily. And then last but not least, Jack from Ohio, the Kingdom Hearts 3. They showed it, Square Enix had showed tons of stuff, and it would have been perfect, but he's just soaking and waiting for March 3rd. So just some of the calls we didn't get to. And we'll release some of them on Twitter that may have not made the show. So.
Sounds good. So give us your Xbox Nintendo thoughts for next week. As always, we love you. We appreciate you. And hopefully you're enjoying some of the new fun stuff we've added to the SwitchForce arsenal. Gabe, I am going to eat more cream cheese and lament Reggie. I don't know what you're up to this week, but hopefully it's not so sad. Paige and Gabe.
Gabe is crying in a corner about Reggie. Don't worry about what Gabe's doing.
Oh, okay. Jeez, I got real.
I'm still so angry about Reggie. I'm starting to get over it. I'll be fully over it once Bowser makes his first presentation. That's all I'm waiting for now.
Or maybe you'll just be right back into it if Bowser's presentation does not live up.
If he doesn't do some terrible acting, then I'm not gonna be happy.
You gotta just feel for the guy of how nerve-wracking it's gonna be.
Yeah,
like his first on-screen big moment. I mean, he's done stuff in Nintendo before, but as the dude.
Sure, to be an executive and to have the fact that Reggie used to do all this silly stuff on camera, and he was this huge personality. How does Bowser live up to that? This is just an executive. He's okay. Regardless, it's gonna be interesting. We could talk about this for another 20 minutes. So let's get out of here.
Time to start those Pray for Bowser memes. Hope that he's able to have success in his first debut. In the meantime, though, we are going to wrap this one up. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Hit that like button if you enjoyed for next week's event line for myself and Gabe. Until next time, have a stupendous week. SwitchForce out.